Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Queen's Wish. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're supposed to join me today after I murdered a lot of people, and they weren't people, they were terrible, they were awful. And we're going off into the distance because we probably need to report. Ooh, did you close your? No, you didn't. We never went upstairs. Look at that. We didn't really explore much of this, to be fair, but yeah, we're gonna go to. Talk to the king. Did we go upstairs? I mean, we went to this upstairs. What about the other one? Oh, it's that lock exclamation mark that's over there. And over here, to be fair. Okay, so, last episode, we killed the Gannels, I believe. And King Borgin, he's over here. King Borgin sits on his stool because he's rubbish and doesn't have a chair. Even though they have chairs. Don't ask. I destroyed the Gannel estate. The Borgin all lean forward as you tell your tale of courage. They cheer, but there's also some fear. They had forgotten how dangerous Haven warriors are. King Borgin 53 says, "Well done. This deed has been added to Haven's account." I forgot his voice, but it's fine. So the other one is just to... It's the favorite status. So, I can give them the favorite status, and that's it. That solves it. But the acknowledgement is the one that requires me to go all over this, all over the place. Which is a little bit more complicated. And that's what we're gonna do. Let's see what happens. Hopefully the dialogue isn't about how terrible they are, because maybe it was written when writing the other areas. So, let's go to High Helovo. 12 hours. It's been a while. I think we gave them favorite status. I'm not sure. Your reception in High Helovo is not hostile. You're lending your support. Lending your support to Histara has not turning them violent. It's not incorrect the way it's written, it's just a little bit weird. However, there is a distinct change in their attitude toward you. Wait. My support to Histara? This has been a while, I'm sorry. The passing blessed look away. The guard wolves snarl. Only the guards are unconcerned. Occasionally, one of them favors you with a smile and a nod. That's not a favor. That's a hostility, honestly. Get away from me. Don't smile and nod at me, you jerk. Anyway, yeah, we need to go talk to the people upstairs, basically. Is it here? Oh, no, it's in another level. It's over there. Can I? Thank you. When I try to ascend to the Watcher's Hall, a guard blocks your path. I'm sorry, Havenite. Watcher Ablin has sent word. You're not allowed to see them anymore. Their feelings are very, very hurt. That's very unprofessional of the guard to say that. That's really unprofessional. It looks like we're not going to be able to... I'm reloading immediately. It looks like we're not going to be able to... since we're here, might as well go back home to replenish my things and also level up. Yeah, we're not allowed to do that quest like that, so since their feelings are very, very, very hurt, they are not going to be favored, apparently, because either they recognize... This is an interesting conundrum. Well, it's not conundrum, but what I mean is an interesting way this quest is done. Since we're siding with King Borgin, because we could have sided with the Gannels, I suppose, since we've sided with King Borgin, there is either, for everybody else, there's either the choice of them recognizing whatever they need to recognize about the Ukat, or, and both are not mutually exclusive, but, or not becoming the favored vassal. And I say it's not mutually exclusive because, of course, it's three ways. Agriel, for example, the vol, it's hidden behind there. That's not a very good decision. The vol here could be the what's the name? The favorite baby. And you know, the Yagriel would still have to recognize the Ukat somehow or whatnot. So, yeah, that's good enough. Let's level up. We are now level 20. We can continue gaining levels. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so we are focusing on evasion. Yes. For haste. Yep. That is pretty amazing. That is definitely pretty amazing. Hopefully, Mario over here. Mario does have the haste. Okay, so everybody has haste. That is amazing because it adds evasion and it adds haste. Which is just... It is a great way of doing it. But obviously we're... Wait, what? We only have 1 iron? I thought we were producing iron. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's fine. We don't use iron either way. So, vicious strikes, barbed lance. Fires... No, we don't fire that. Fires darts, also don't fire that. What are we looking at? Potentially... We already have the energy, so it's sort of irrelevant to go that way. We could go up on combat, but at this moment, it looks like yeah, it's not looking feasible. We have the stunning shot. This could be pretty good because it's a missile stun. So I'll go up on that, and hopefully good things will happen because of it. Although it's likely they won't. Magic is in good condition. We have everything leveled up apart from terror, but we don't really worry about that because when we need it, everybody is immune anyway, so it's not an issue. And also, this adds speed. So I should get support. Disruption removes 6 turns of blessings from enemy targets. It actually says from the enemy target, but I'm not sure what that means. Because it could be an AoE, and then it would be the enemy target, but still. We have a healing wave over here. We could go up on healing. She is not really specialized in healing, but I'll go with a healing wave because that is a little bit more versatile. And because we are not special, or she's not specialized in healing, it makes it quite straightforward. So I guess we're finishing this area because we're gonna tell them that they're favored, and we are gonna what's the other one? Well, we killed the Gallon already, or Ganel, I believe. So, good news for them, I suppose, and bad news for everybody else, who's very, very sad. Very, very sad. King Borgin, I have destroyed many things. I have the tokens, favorite status, and there it is. Fine. If you are our vassal again, it will be with favored status. Immediately, several Borgin lords run out of the room. You have no doubt that, within days, every corner of Sacramentum will know of this announcement. And your mother, too. King Borgin rises from his throne and bows. This is a gracious gift. When our treaty is in place, more iron and gold will be yours. I swear it. I've done the favors you asked for? So you have. Our doubts are gone. An alliance with Haven is worthwhile, since you have shown you... Since you have shown you will help us, this reduces the sting of being called vassal. Because, you know, our feelings are very, very, very hurt if we say vassal. We are proud. They are not saying that, fortunately. The king's eyes glint, and you realize that his negotiating skills are better than you suspected. No, this is terrible. We only need one thing, one small promise, and I will sign a treaty of vassalage with you right now. What is this last favor you need? There is a rival clan not far to the west, the Brock. There have been troubles, fighting, raiding, not just a standard jousting between clans, but serious plotting against their king. What is this source of strife? They are jealous of us. Though they are small, weak, and crude, they think they deserve a turn on the throne. They have not earned it. The Borgin shout approval. The Borgin are strong, but not powerful enough to subdue the Brock without great cost. With Haven's battalion and training, however, it would be easy. This is what we want. I have no idea what you want. The Brock aren't important to me, I say. And he's going to understand that what he wills. Then surely you have no problem telling your General Ajax to settle this matter. It will bring more tranquility to your new proud vassal. Yeah, be our vassal and our soldiers will help you crush the Brock. I'm really murdering all these people. The Borgen, I'm basically doing all the worst choices for this area. The Borgen are thrilled. Moments later, a sage presents you with papers. It is an only slightly modified version of the old Treaty of Vassalage with Yucat. The crafty old king had them ready all along. You look the document over, all seems to be in order. It isn't, you said, it's slightly modified. Yeah, sure, whatever, I'm going to sign the papers. A few signatures later, Haven has a new vassal. King Borgen is surprisingly pleased. Really? Surprising? Okay. The Ukat, he says, the Ukat is a civilized nation again. No, you're not. You're terrible. The Borgen cheer. Soon our tribute will flow to you. We don't need... Also, you're civilized because you're a colony. Good narrative there. Good stuff. But no, you're terrible and awful. Soon our tribute will flow to you. We don't need to take up any more of your royal time. We only need one more thing. Please return to the Mire Fangs and tell your General Ajax what has happened. We can deal with him now. Also, you can explore more of our fort as an honored guest. It's not going to be as an honored guest. It's going to be as a thief. Hopefully, anyway. You suddenly shudder, suddenly. You have felt a strange surge of magic. It only lasted for a moment, and then it was gone. Strange. Strange that it was gone? It is not strange that it was gone. I don't know what the strange is. Lock exclamation mark over there. Oh, no. So much lock exclamation mark. Oh, no. Oh, this is not lock exclamation mark. It says treasure room. Oh, I like that. This is the treasure hall of the Borgen. You see 4 huge chests to the east. Magic is heavy in the air. You suspect a trap. I suspect many things. A trap is not one of them. There is a flash of light in the middle of the magic circle, and then a cloud of smoke. Then defenders appear. The gate behind you slams shut. It's fine. It is good. Not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. It's just totally fine. Move you over here. Do a whirlwind. There we go. I attacked Mario there. Shouldn't have. Free mind for Mario. There we go. And then a little bit of poison to add to the damage that we are outputting. And then a battle frenzy over here so we can be a little bit faster. Mario, unfortunately, is not going to be able to do as much damage as I would have wanted, because the Elder Naga over there is really the issue. That is also the issue. Do you have free mind? You do not have free mind. Do you have... Well, I guess that's that, really. Let's attack you. Maybe the confusion affects you. No, it got resisted. That'd be interesting. That'd have been an interesting coincidence. It was still a coincidence that... a nice coincidence, I should say. That... well, thank you very much for arriving. Yeah, not having the free mind is a bit of a mistake on my part. But a coincidence that it was Anna who got that effect applied. So can you do this? You're weak. No, you're confused. Everything is fine. And then we are going to go ahead and do that. And all the snakes are dead. We're going to do a restoring rain, because everybody is poisoned, and I'm not a big fan of that. Speaking of which, more poison comes our way. Actually, it only affects... Mario over there. It's fine. Weakness... Oh, there's still somebody over here. I'm very sorry. You're poisoned, so... I'm hoping that you're gonna die. Oh, no, they're summoning. That's why. Okay, well, Icy Wave. Good. 57 damage. Not bad. That's more bleed with 104 damage. With a critical, more 69 damage. Rolling those 69s a lot. It's another opportunity for us to do this. Kill the serpent in the front. This the starer is a bit of a problem, or fear. But it only lasts for 1 turn. I am so not a fan of the freaking summons. Because it doesn't actually make the combat harder. Or the mission harder. It just makes it take longer. Although sometimes it does make it harder, to be fair. And of course, it also makes us use more energy. So not too nice. That's the big bacon. Okay. Oh, you can't attack from there. It's fine. There we go. And we're good. Told ya. Can't go over there, though. Not from here. The Naga has been destroyed. The gate behind you opens again. I mean, it didn't open ever. So it's not open again. It is open again. We got a scroll of life over here. I sort of messed up on that. We have mental resist over here. Equipwise augment. That is the name of that thing. I'm sure. We have a Nukatish plate armor. It's tier 2, so it sucks. Let's actually confirm that it does indeed suck. That I have armor of 2110 and 27.9. Yeah, the magic armor is amazing. And this one is 13.6. And we got a radiant augment for extra magic armor. And some gold bar and some money that we have zero need for, to be fair. I mean, no, now we have zero need for it. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe we don't. Because there's the door is locked and you don't have the key. Wow. Look at the game telling me that. Oh, no, it still tells me lock exclamation mark. Okay. But yeah, it's because we could go back and buy some more. I prefer... Oh, Sage Noyal. We haven't talked to you yet. I don't recognize the name, though. You meet Sage Noyal again. Yes. She's surrounded by piles of books. They are remarkably eclectic. What? They are a remarkably eclectic collection of tomes from all over the known world. Books of recipes, engineering, fiction. They must have been brought to Sacramentum before the calamity. She sets down a book on fashion. Also interesting that the word fiction is used. It's a very modern word to describe tales. Because it's not necessarily historically accurate to say fiction, books of fiction. Of course, this is not, it's totally fine to use it over here because it's not history, but it's still it's an interesting thing. Anyway, she sets a book down on fashion, 30 years out of date. Oh, that's another modern take. No, it's not necessarily modern take. Fashion has existed. Fashion has existed for, in the way we understand fashion, it has existed for a while over different cultures and different times. It definitely is a thing that humans tend to do in an historical context. But the understanding of it to be out of date is not very common. It doesn't happen, as far as we know. Historians know anyway. It does happen from time to time to have like an understanding of the evolution of fashion rather than just different kinds of fashion. And yeah, so it's more of a result of the Victorian era and the evolution after the Victorian era in Britain that our modern understanding of fashion, becomes a little bit less about the functionality of clothing rather than it's complicated. I'm not a fashion historian, but it's an interesting thing, the way we 21st century people understand, or some of us. I don't. I'm talking about it, but it's like there's no such thing as out of date fashion for me. I just dress whatever. But people understand. You say, oh, you dress like an old person. That's more actually that sort of betrays the traditional understanding of what fashion is and what actually fashion is. There's just different types of fashion, which is dressing like an old person is a type of dressing, and in Victorian times you dress in different times as well. Yeah, in different types of dressing as well, and we do that as well. We have the what you'd consider to have a more formal fashion or more. Different styles. That's what fashion is. The evolution of fashion is more of a construct of a more consumer oriented clothing what's the word? Clothing industry that didn't really exist before the Victorian era. And certainly didn't exist very strongly even after the Victorian era, and it's more of a thing that after the Second World War in real life. In a medieval setting, it wouldn't exist. I find it very difficult for people for a culture to develop that sort of sensibility of just seeing things as outdated in a setting like this, because you have to understand the conditions, the cultural conditions required for us to see, and I'm talking like modern day people, for us to see things as becoming outdated and old and bad. The cultural conditions that are required for that are many. We have the role and presence of history as a sort of a foundation of our society has diminished a lot. And I'm not trying to. I know that some people will say, "Oh, that's a bad thing," or some people will say that's a good thing. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to impair moral judgment on this. I'm just stating a fact that the role of history has diminished a lot, and it definitely has to do. And I would say more than anything, it has to do with the economic systems that we have developed over the last 200 years. And certainly the technological development as well plays a large role. Those two things put together allow for the development of our own sensibility of something that is out of date, or our understanding of clothing that is out of date. But not just clothing. This is not just about clothing. This is about everything, really. But the thing is, even we right now have an understanding that old things are not necessarily worse. They're different style. They have different styles, but we also have an appreciation for what is old, and things like vintage. I don't know. Vintage clothing is not really a thing as much as other things, but it is also there is such a thing as that, and certainly we still dress in well, actually, the Victorian man's suit. Terrible piece of clothing, awful stuff. But we still dress in suits, men do, and women also have suits, but they're a little bit different in terms of design and just from a usage perspective. The women's suits are a lot more comfortable than men's suit, from my experience, anyway. But of course, their style, you can just style them however you want. But the cuts themselves are different. Because the cuts are what makes the jacket, for example. The jacket of a suit is just terrible. It's just awful design. And the pants are also bad. It's just bad. And you contrast that to jeans, for example. Jeans are a marvel of engineering. They're really complicated pieces of clothing. And, of course, the fact that we can make them with such readiness has to do with our technological developments. But also at the same time, how available jeans are also means that they are seen differently depending on, availability also shapes our sense of worth, I suppose. But my point is, yeah, shut up. No, 30 years out of date. What kind of jokes is that? Shut up. It's a medieval world. There's no 30 years out of date. You're wearing. In fact, you'd be wearing. Actually, I'm not actually 100% sure. I know that kings would wear clothes that were hundreds of years old. But no, at least that's the register that we have. Up until very late, up until the 17th and 18th century, they would do that. The nobles would have just clothes, very old clothes. But that's not necessarily I'm not because I know this in passing. I know this knowledge in passing. But I don't know to what extent that is true. And the reason for that is because you can restore old clothing. It's like saying that the Roman bridges have been around for 2,000 years. Yeah, they have been around for 2,000 years, but they are rebuilt every 100 years or so. Because, that's just, otherwise they wouldn't stand. And it is true. Old Roman bridges, they are basically, I'm sure there's some foundation stones in there that are 200 years old, but stone is very good at supporting weight. So if it's a foundation stone, it doesn't really get a lot of what's the word? Sort of usage. It's not wear. Wear is the word. So it's the outside of the bridge that collapses first. And if you take care of that, which the 2,000-year-old bridges that we have in Europe are being taken care of like that. Some of them have actually been just fully rebuilt, especially here. Certainly here in Portugal, there's a few Roman bridges that we consider to be Roman, and they're not actually Roman. Because they were at one or two times they were completely destroyed or mostly destroyed, and they just were rebuilt after. Two different levels of accuracy. But either way, Why do I ramble about all the things? This game just makes me go on. Yes, Prince, did you need something? I didn't. I rambled about all the things, and now I will need to talk to you in the next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Queen's Wish. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.